A lot of you, since I posted the videos about the dimensions, have been asking me how I came across the information. And I'm going to attempt to explain that in this video, um, as the answer is quite complex. For me, it started when I was a very young child and I had a near death experience where I became really ill. I was blind and paralyzed, rushed to the hospital, experienced leaving my body, having an interaction with higher beings, seeing my body, coming back into my body, having my vision restored and my mobility, obviously. Um, and then from that, being desperate to understand what I had experienced. I was raised in a Christian home and in a wonderful Baptist church in Texas, where I was fortunate enough to have a pastor that was sincere in what he was teaching and had a passion for people. So I didn't have one of those religious experiences that I look back on and say that I was harmed by or anything like that. It was actually quite a wonderful doorway into all the knowledge that I've obtained over the years. So that passion for wanting to know who God is, what the reason for all of this is, combined with my neurodivergence. So I have ADHD. I have not been diagnosed, but when people talk about autism, I can relate to a lot of the things that they say. I recently found out that I'm also highly intelligent. So my IQ is pretty high. I had never taken an IQ test until recently. So the pattern recognition, the tendency to go against social norms, the passion for exploration, and the ability to quickly pull together information, analyze those patterns, have exposed me to just a lot of information across my lifetime. So not only have I read religious texts of all kinds, especially the Bible, I've read the entire Bible several times. I used to teach on the Bible, um, but I've studied music, dance, math, engineering, two sides of the same coin. And I have um, also gone and studied quantum physics on my own independently. I've studied the human body. I'm just always so thirsty for information. So the pattern recognition combined with the quick accumulation and understanding of information led me to some very unique life experiences. Everything I've done my entire life has gone against the grain. Um, I'm not typical in any sense of the word. And I don't say that in like a arrogant way. It's actually been a struggle for me my entire life to never fit in, to never follow certain patterns, to never really identify with any particular group of people. But now at 42, I recognize why that is, why I chose this life path. So that's just one aspect, the accumulation of all the things that I've personally learned and experienced in my life. Like I've traveled the world, I've seen so many things. I don't know everything. I'm not deeply knowledgeable about everything, but I am deeply knowledgeable about a lot of things, and that continues to expand. So on top of that, layer the fact that I came here with a unique soul family. So that near death experience that I told you about, I have an uncle who came to the hospital and prayed, made a deal with God that if I survived, he would enter into the ministry. This same uncle has had all kinds of crazy experiences here in the 4D. So he travels astrally all the time. He's run into all kinds of things that he shouldn't have seen here. Um, I won't go into much detail there because that's his story to share. But he's had all kinds of mystical experiences his entire life. All me and my cousins used to leave our body at night on a regular basis and enter into the astral realm. So I've been born into a family that's very comfortable discussing esoteric topics. And so it's really the only place, the only community in which I'm able to express some of the things that I experience and get the feedback. So I'm a human being, right? We all need that mirroring from other human beings kind of validate our experience and understand that we're not insane. So I believe that before I came into this experience, I specifically chose the family that I was born into. We talk about these topics all the time. So before I shared my downloads with you all, I actually invited several members of my family over to my house to share it with them and to get their inputs. Other people in my family, who I believe are also highly intelligent, have special areas of knowledge as well. So when I'm sharing the patterns I've discovered and how they relate to the nature of reality, I'm able to have these deep discussions about other things like astrology. My brother is very deep into astrology, and I'm able to kind of fill in gaps in my knowledge as well with my own family. Um, and that happens on a very regular basis. So my soul family has played a part in deepening that knowledge and providing a safe space for me to grow in this area. Lastly, I mentioned that my brother is deep into astrology. And when I say deep, I mean deep, deep. He understands several different types, several different methods. And on a day to day basis, I can talk to him and he knows my birth chart and can tell me exactly what planetary energies are influencing my experience at any given time. So, apparently, the planetary alignments that are impacting me have put me in a position at this particular time in my life to share this information. I also know that that door, or that at least the influences from the planetary energy, is going to close at a certain time. So I'm putting all this information out right now because now is the appointed time. And I'm starting to understand that part of the discussion I had with those higher beings during my NDE was probably about this. So we're going through a very special time in our evolution as a collective consciousness. And it's requiring many of us to share this information to those who need it, to those who need to validate their own experiences. So this is the appointed time. I've experienced enough of the right things to come and share this information with you all. Also, another aspect of this has been me getting the downloads, right? So I've collected a lot of information, but the information that I'm sharing with you all is new. It's not coming from the collection of data that I have. But what's happening is, as I'm doing things like spending time in the sun, meditating, practicing mindfulness, basically stepping back into the God part of me, connecting to that, those downloads are information helping me piece together in my own human language ways to explain the nature of reality to you all. So when I'm out in the sun, I have these epiphanies and I remember certain bits of information across disciplines, and I'm able to put it together and explain it in a way that has the potential to elevate my consciousness and the consciousness of those around me. So that's why when people ask me that question about how I came across the information, I take a deep breath. I'm breathing hard now because I'm walking. But it's very complex. I think it was something that I chose to participate in before I incarnated. It's something that I chose my basically birth chart. So the timing, the place, all of that you choose to enter into impacts the energies that influence you. I think I had a intent to do this before I even arrived here. And my life has been challenging, lonely at times, but at the same time, extremely gratifying, exciting. I've had so many adventures, and I feel compelled at this point in time to deliver all that's accumulated to all of you.